Hello friends, how are you doing? Welcome to the YouTube channel HealthQ, the place where my mission is to motivate you to look at the brighter side of the health. I think we are going through this phase where stress and anxiety has become very common. The uncertainty in this time has made us think what's going to happen next. And this particular question creates so much of tension within us that it impacts our health as well. But what we can do about this? And yes, that's what we are going to share in today's video. I know this video isn't directly related to any health problem, but I understand that there are few factors like stress and anxiety that impacts and impairs our health and well-being. It's very important to discuss this topic. So let's discuss and understand what are some steps that we can take in order to prevent or else limit the level of stress and anxiety that we experience in our day-to-day life over a period of time. By the way, all the 6 steps I have practiced myself and I have got a tremendous amount of results. You know, when this 21-day lockdown was announced initially, that was the phase I also met with an accident, which was a rough patch for a certain period of time. Since I was in pain, there was an injury. Apart from that, I was consuming a lot of news related to COVID-19. Every single news I used to cover, I used to constantly track and see the number of increase or else rise in COVID cases. And I remember the time I used to go through all this news, I used to feel so overwhelmed and worried and also was very stressful. But after a certain period of time, I realized and I figured out that this kind of news consumption was actually increasing my stress level. It was not allowing me to stay at rest. Hence, that was the time I decided that I'm going to take some steps in order to get rid of this feeling. And here are those steps that I took in order to get out of this phase of anxiety. Trust me guys, right now I'm way more productive than I was at that time. So what are the 6 things that I did and I believe are super important to deal with the stress and anxiety? So the first thing, as I mentioned, I stopped monitoring constantly the number of rise in COVID-19 cases. Remember, what is going to happen in future? What's going to happen right now? Maximum of things are not in our hands. Hence, we cannot do anything about it. Just repeatedly, constantly seeing the numbers is just going to add up the overwhelm. Hence, it's very important that hence we should stop or else reduce the amount of news consumption. I'm not saying that you don't watch news. Definitely it's important to stay in touch with what's going on. But what I'm trying to tell here is limit the number. Many times when we are just opening our phone, we are constantly overwhelmed with the notification that we receive in our phone. These notifications can increase the level of anxiety. And we are tempted to see that hot headline about COVID-19. Now remember, when you constantly watch this for more than 1 hour of time, this will create a negative energy in you and that will impact your health level. So please make sure to limit the amount of time of news consumption as much as possible. The second thing that made a huge impact in my level of productivity, and that is setting a routine. Yes, initially it was really difficult to get set with this work from home environment. Since we are so much used to move outside the house, go to a clinic, work and see patients, and suddenly there was this day where you are not allowed to step outside the house. It was really a tough time. But over a period of time, what I did was I developed a routine that was preset of waking up early in the morning, doing some sort of day planning, spending time with my daughter and my family members, cooking, and I decided to take things that were more important to bring my family closer. These things helped and brought joy in our lives, and that's what is something that you can do in order to reduce the level of stress and anxiety in your life. Moving to the third thing, and that was listing down all the activities that you had in your mind, that was there in your bucket list that you wanted to do for a long period of time. Remember, we always used to say, I want to do this when I'll get time. I want to do this when I'll get time. I want to learn this activity. I want to learn this art. So there's so many things that's always there in back of our mind which just gets procrastinated because of our routine. that is a busy routine, but this is the first time we have got off or else ample amount of time outside this routine. So why not to use it in something that brings a sense of fulfillment, sense of joy, and sense of achievement. So I took up some of the courses on Skillshare and learned a lot of things related to entrepreneurship, video creation, social media marketing. These were the things that I always wanted to learn. There were a few books that I always wanted to read, and that also I incorporated in my routine. So setting up a routine is one of the major thing, and after that, listing down the activities that you would love to do and then trying to check off those things that you always wanted to do brings a sense of happiness and joy, and thus helps you get out of that stress and anxiety. The fourth thing that I did majorly during this period of time, and that was networking. Well, many of you must have increased your social contacts on social media platforms with your friends and family members. I made more contacts on my professional profile. So this time I utilized in building my network that was professionally lacking somewhere. Hence, I got more active on LinkedIn, shared my more videos on LinkedIn, and developed some meaningful connection, and also did some meaningful collaboration. Similarly, even you can do. It's not necessary that you want to reconnect only with your friends and family members. You can constantly upgrade your professional network as well during this lockdown period with the help of some professional websites. Step 5. Let go easy. I know setting up this routine, trying out new things doesn't come easy, but give some time to yourself. Gradually bring this shift, and this shift will over a period of time develop. I'm sure you must be trying to get out of the stress and anxiety. Every one of us has tried this, and every one of us has found some new or different way. Well, my intent with this video is to share my ideas and my experiences. It took some while for me to figure out these ways to move out of the stress and anxiety phase, but now I'm slowly getting at the pace, and I'm much happy about it. And the last thing that I would like to share with you that might help you out in moving out of the stress and anxiety, and that is don't oversleep. Now, when we don't have much work, when we don't need to commute, we don't need to go to our offices, what we do? We sleep more. But when I was sleeping more, what I realized was when I woke up, I was more cranky, I didn't felt more fresh. And I was also feeling some guilt that I was not working on the things that I actually wanted to work on. So what I did was I reduced the level of sleep time. Now this has actually helped me. Just identifying your sleeping patterns and staying connected with the right sleeping cycle helps you to get a good sleep. So these were my 6 tips or 6 ideas that might help you to deal with the stress and anxiety based situation. I know there are many videos out there sharing all these things repeatedly. You must have heard these points somewhere else as well, but trust me, these points, if you bring it in your mind and try to practice, it will definitely work. On that note, I'll end this video here. Hopefully you like this video. Share this video with your friends and family members, and do not forget to subscribe to HealthQ channel for more such health information and health motivation video. I'll see you in another video. Thank you.